caught on the chrome. Paint peeling slow. Grandma counting worn out pesos says, mijo, something's gonna blow. Flags fade on the old hotel. Tourists drink their rum and go. Radio talks into accents about a brand new vogue. Cuba, 51st state of the sun. Stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem. Still the same red in our drum. Busted barrio, kids swap caps, argy calls. One says soon we're buying hot dogs in a big new stadium wall. Street band plays old boleros, slides into something strange. A pledge in a different language, but the hope feels just the same. Dance till the morning. Will abuela save her songs? Can a brand new piece of paper hold a hurt that's old this long? We've been islands in our heads, farther than the sea is wide. Maybe 50 stars and one more can fit under this tide. Oh yeah! Sun, stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem, still the same red in our drum. Cuba, 51st state of the sun. Side by side on that banner we run. From Havana down to Key West, we rise as 51. Midnight on the rooftop, old flag in my hands, ancient lion on the canvas, facing steel and desert sand. They try to paint our story over with the blacked out lies and chains, but under every burned out poster I still hear our fathers' names. songs in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Pressure will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roofs to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Pressure will rise. Oh, pressure will rise. We stand together till the falcon flies.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is Sunday, March 20. Oh, today's 322 day. Uh-oh. 322 days, March 22nd. Holy crap. You know what that means. 40 days, guys. For 40 days. It's sacrifice season. You know what that means. There's been a lot of strong rhetoric going on between Mr. Trump and the IRGC. And by the way, today's Felicia Mullaney's birthday. Happy birthday, Felicia Mullaney. I haven't seen her in forever. But hello to you. If you're going to be here later, if you're going to watch the replay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Felicia. Anyways. Yeah, so we have not too long of a show. Not too long of a show. So that's why I started a smidgen late. I was like, yeah, we don't need the full hour. We do not need the full hour. So not too long of a show, and then also watch party, not too long either, only 30 minutes worth. Oh, what is this? The darkest hospital secret? Yeah, I already know what that is. But Roman Balmakov has a piece on that. I think it's a preview to it, or whenever it comes out, we'll watch that. Also, an F-35 got hit. Yeah, an F-35. So we're gonna watch a piece about that and how that happened, and then also another one about the $900 billion race to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. There's another video about this one's by Mega Builds. It's one of those like those big YouTube channels that makes videos about like gigantic projects, like you know, the Burj Khalifa, things like that. But probably have one about the Hoover Dam, things like that. Three Gorges Dam as well. You know, the one that leaks, you know, in Pandaland. So we got those three, and then movie time at night is going to be the Brady Bunch movie. Yeah, we streamed all day yesterday. If you guys are not following me on this wonderful place here called Foxhole that donates to me all the time, look at that. Curious Cat, thank you very much. Curious Cat and Donna, thank you for the donations. And thank you, Donna. Yes, good morning to you. Hello, Sartire, good to see you. Yeah, we do watch parties here because that platform's quaint enough where I can get away with piracy. So we watch movies there. We do rent them. I don't pirate the movie. We rent them, or either that or they're free on YouTube, you know. But whatever. We watch it. We watch a lot of documentaries about a bunch of classic shows like Gilligan's Island. We watch Surviving Gilligan's Island. We watch the unauthorized biography of Three's Company. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff. We also watched a couple of the Stallone movie. What was it called? We watched Bandits. That was starring Bruce Willis. The poor guy. Poor guy's not making movies anymore. He's like not all there anymore. He had to actually, he was doing this last movie that he was on. He had to stop because he couldn't memorize the lines anymore. Couldn't talk well. Yeah, poor guy. He's out. He's on his way out. And then we also watched Avenging Angelo, a Stallone movie. Not that great. Not that great of a Stallone movie. Yes. Hello, Fact Finder. Good to see you, buddy. Anyways, thank you for being here. Hello to everyone over on Rumble. We've got Daisy, Mary, Josie, Jillian. Good to see you. Lisa Chafin, good to see you. Who else is there? Lisa, good to see you, dear. A lot of beautiful women over there on Rumby, huh? Hello, Liberty, good to see you. Where are we at? YouTube. Thank you very much. Tijuana, good to see you. He says, good morning, Patriots. America first, yes. Oops. That's the wrong button. There we go. Thank you very much for the donation there. That's what he had to say. Hello, Iron Privateer Keith Asubio. Keith Asubio says, good morning, Frank. I'm preparing 2 motorcycles for this season's run for the West Coast AMA Championship to repeat win a championship like I did in 2023. Congratulations, good luck, and be safe. Don't forget your helmet. I'm sure you already know that. Well, good luck out there, buddy. Yeah, he's an off-road dirt bike racer guy, I think, or is it is it ATVs? I forgot what it was. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Mary. Hello, the other Mary. Hello to Barry. Polly, hello to you. Good morning. Earwolf Wolf, David Stores. Becky, good to see you, Becky. Diamond G. Amber, hello to you. Yorka. Lisa, good to see you. Bobby, James Rockmore, Sherry, Velma, Bendy, Patriot, Ellie Vaughn, good to see you. Angela Skins, I'll just call you Angela. Hello, we have multiple Angelas now. Are you Texas Hop by any chance? Because Texas Hop's name is Angela over on Foxhole. Charlene, hello to you. Iron Privateer, Zach, Tanya, Faction, good to see all of you. Hello, KP Dad. Poi Dog, Bob Cox, good to see you. Donna Weber, and Sugar Mountain, hello to you, Baby Gen X. Thank you all for being here. By the way, I've dialed back my settings over on Rumble. A lot of you had problems with yesterday's show because I ramped up the quality to 1080p, which is like 50% more bits, like more bit rate. And Rumble app for bro, I'm telling you, YouTube's app is a miracle. It just works really well. If YouTube app can detect that you don't have enough bandwidth for 1080p, it'll automatically downgrade you to 720, then subsequently 480, then subsequently 320. It does it all automatically. But for whatever reason, all the other apps have not been able to figure that out. So if I stream anything above 720p, those of you who are on mobile internet won't be able to watch the show on Rumble or Foxhole. So I have undone that. We're now back to 720p on Rumble. I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think audio is probably the most important. Hello, Susan Archer. Good morning to you. Iceman, hello to you. Anyways, thank you for hanging out, all of you. Let's get going with the show. What is this notification here? Oh, it's first time. Oh, I aired them yesterday, Mary. I aired the. By the way, these two new songs you can find them on the main channel. They're actually uploaded as individual songs. They're AI generated, but they're pretty good. Yeah, I'm telling you, Suno, man. It's gonna be a long time till others can catch up. Suno's got that song generation down. All I typed was a classic rock song about Persians taking back their country. And then another one about the Cuba, 51st state Cuba, a classic rock song about Cuba becoming the 51st state of America, or of the United States. And and it just worked out. You know, it in the first generation it worked out. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Mary. Glad you like it. It's good, pretty good, huh? It's even gotten rid of the emulator. And by the way, it can get even better. I'm only using version 4.5, which is free. Version 5 is the one that's absolutely free. It was so good. I heard previews of it. The version 5, the lyrics have a lot more depth to it. And then also the sound's a little bit better. It's already pretty good, but it really gets rid of the AI emulation sound. That's gone when you use version 5, and then it'll probably get better from there. Very scary how good it's getting. You know what's funny is that they're still doing a thing on Suno where you have to be a pro subscriber for you to upload their music over to YouTube. But the Supreme Court has already ruled you cannot patent AI generated work. You know, there's no like, oh, really? You typed into a text box what you wanted, the machine made it, and you want to copyright it. You know, whether or not the copyright belongs to Suno or not, that's a whole nother lawsuit that needs to happen one day, right? Okay, video of Iranian drones headed to Israel. Okay, well that's normal. Anyways, thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you liked the song too. Yeah, they're pretty good. I was expecting it to come out more like the Greenland song and the what's the last two I've been using, or like the no tax on tips song, but no, it came out completely different, and I was like, wow. Anyways, happy birthday, Felicia. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that's not new. Okay, good. We're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll. All right. First story of the day, Bob Mueller is no longer with us. Yeah. If you can recall, he was summoned to testify behind closed doors about the Russiagate stuff because he was a mastermind behind it, right? One of the masterminds, anyways. He actually had not all been all there. I don't know. You know, it could very much be. It could be how he was aging, or the establishment decided, oh, you know, we don't really need him anymore. Just go ahead and start doping his food. Start zapping him with very specific rays, using his own cell phones to get him to get dementia and check out. But he's actually gone. Yeah, he's checked out. He couldn't make the testimony. Yeah. Becky says, rest in peace, a-hole man. Yeah, about accurate. That's about accurate. At least that's what Donald Trump feels too. Donald Trump wrote, he tweeted out, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Yeah. No remorse there, huh? Yeah, good stuff. Ruthless. We're in wartime, guys. We need a ruthless president. And that's what he is. Wow. Good stuff. Anyway, next story. A Venezuelan migrant, and look, it's in quotes because they're not migrants, they're invaders. This person's been taken into, not this person, a Venezuelan migrant's been taken into custody for popping off this gal right here. She is a Loyola University student. I think this is in LA. Wow. So much for them sanctuary cities, huh? Who's this guy that did it? We need a photograph of this person who did it. Of course we're not going to have a photograph. It's Christina Leila's article. Do we have one here? We need to know what they look like so we can blame it on anybody who looks similar to them. No, that's not her either. Anyways, you guys know what they look like, okay? They look like all them construction workers that actually work peacefully and don't cause any problems. But because they look the same, you're going to assume they voted for this, right? I'm telling you. Boy, you all racked up the worst reputation for yourselves you could ever imagine. Not you, but not her, but that community. Holy shit. Here's more. A Section 8 family violated the program rules by renting out a room in their subsidized home. So in other words, they get this apartment for almost free. Then they rent out a room to an illegal in order to pay for the basic necessities. Okay. They lost their Section 8 housing because of that. And they went and in return, on their way out, they destroyed the place. Look at this. This is a light. It's hanging by a wire. Yeah. There's paint thrown everywhere. By the way, this is not a new thing. Yeah, this demographic, by the way, not known for paying their bills. Okay, I had a friend, my neighbor down the street, his dad, look at that, they destroyed the granite and everything. My neighbor down the street growing up, his dad owned an apartment complex in East LA, a Hispanic area, and they don't like to pay their bills. So they got evicted, and in return they did probably something like this. Look at the granite, all the bricks all destroyed, everything. Yeah, yeah. And there's no way to recover any of this at this point. How do you even, I mean, what do you do at this point? You know, I don't even know what city this is in, but what are you going to do? You're going to call the sheriffs in your blue county and say, hey, these guys destroyed my place. Oh, well, they didn't have ID. Even though they somehow got Section 8 housing, they didn't have ID. You know, what are you going to do? Now you got to spend lawyers to sue people who are already broke. Now you're not going to get anything back out of it. Yeah. Or here's what's going to happen. They're going to have to sue. They're going to have to sue their insurance company, file a claim to get their money back. Now the insurance companies have to go after the family that did this. And guess what? They don't have money. What's the insurance company going to do to recoup those losses? Everybody's rates go up. Everybody's homeowners' rates go up to compensate for this. Yeah. And by the way, that's why your auto insurance has been going up. Even when you live in areas with little to no illegals, your insurance rate has doubled through the Biden administration because of this same thing. Because there's 20 million new drivers on the road with no insurance. Yeah. Yeah, they did that to my neighbor's dad's property. They did the same thing. Yeah. I literally, let me tell you something. In my life, I'm 42 years old. I've probably lent money to maybe like 8 or 9 Hispanic people. 100% of them did not pay me back. 100%. Okay? Think about that for a second. Even the ones who were like half Irish did not pay me back. Next story. New data shows that welfare use among non-U.S. citizens varies significantly depending on their country of birth and region. We talked about this already. According to the data, non-citizens from Latin America, sub-Saharan Africa. That's hilarious that they that's hilarious that they distinguish that. Specifically sub-Saharan Africa and the Middle East have the highest rates of welfare use. Yeah, because the wealthy Middle Easterners stay there, right? It's just the broke deadbeats that don't believe in working who are in America. So yeah, North Sahara will be like, you know, Egypt, Libya, you know. They don't need U.S. money because he sells slaves in Libya, right? Thanks to Obama. So yeah, I hope you guys are still deporting these people who are damn useless to us. They're not like this guy over here. This guy right here is a Mexican man. He was living and working in America. This guy on the left right here, living and working in America illegally for a very long time. Okay, when Trump administration said they're going to be mass deporting people, what did he do? He self-deported. Okay, he got his $1,000 bonus, self-deported. Okay, and then he went and processed to try to get back in the legal way. And guess what? He got back in 2 weeks. Yeah. Gotta be honest, still kind of bullshit though. There's still a lot of Americans looking for work. But again, when he went through the process of coming in legally, they probably checked his background, made sure he had no bad debt, make sure he follows all the laws, no criminal record, right? Make sure he probably speaks a little bit of English at least, right? And then also has a skill, a way of supporting himself. Okay, and by the way, this is what we wanted to do all along. Republicans were always okay with this. Okay, but you all, the rest of you, La Raza, you Hispanic liberals, all voted to invite 20 million of your cousins to come in, rob everyone, rape everyone, ruin your reputation and your culture. Okay. Now, anytime someone wants to give someone a job, they're going to be considering all the criminals. Now, every time someone wants to rent out an apartment, they got to consider that this might be a possibility that might happen to their apartment, and they will have no recourse in terms of fixing their home that they own, that they spent their whole lives working to own, to get residual income from, because they can't work anymore. Yeah. Now they got to think about all that. They're like, oh crap, I heard about Susie, her husband worked her whole life to buy like this house, and that they rented it out so that she can eat and have food to eat, and like they didn't even pay their bills, and then they like destroyed the whole place on the way out. Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't think I should be renting to anyone named Hernandez. I don't think I should rent to anyone with the last name of Lopez. I don't think I should rent to anyone who has an accent anymore, because they're going to destroy my house. And now you all gotta live with this reputation when you could have came over just like this guy. No. You wanted more votes. You wanted La Raza to grow. You wanted to take over America as if you had a means to defend it against China and Russia anyways. Holy shit. You see what they're doing in the Middle East right now? You think Mexico could do something like that? The answer is no. Okay? You're all busy taking 3-hour siestas in the middle of the afternoon. How the hell are you going to win a war? Dream on. You're never taking over. You might be able to take Canada. They're on their way. They're collapsing right now. You know, you have to find a way to get there, though. I mean, they don't really secure their borders. You could probably just take a flight there from, you know, Mexico City or whatever, right? Anyways, congratulations. Welcome back to America. Coming back to your family here. You did the right thing. And, yeah, welcome. Next story. Trump announces he will deploy ICE to airports for security and immediate arrest of illegals if Democrats refuse to fund DHS. Now, this is also reiterated by Trump. So because ICE is so basically what's going to happen is that they, at least according to what Tom Homan said, we're going to watch that video in a bit, they're not going there to raid with weapons and like going after illegals. If they catch an illegal, they will get deported. Which is, by the way, bullshit that they're still flying. You and I got to have a real ID or a passport. We have to, which two things, by the way, that they can't get. Okay. And we got to take off. Well, they don't do the taking off your shoe thing anymore. We got to go through TSA checks. These guys don't even have their bags checked, if you guys didn't know that. Yeah. Anyways, Trump writes, on Monday, ICE will be going to airports to help our wonderful TSA agents who have stayed on the job, despite the fact that radical left Democrats who are only focused on protecting hardline criminals who have entered our country illegally are endangering the USA by holding back the money that was long ago agreed with signed and sealed contracts and all. But watch. No matter how great a job ICE does, the lunatics leading the incompetent Dems will be highly critical of their work. They will do a fantastic job. By the way, I've said the same thing about air traffic controllers. Anything involving the airports should be funded by the airlines. Okay, the airlines can pay for the TSA. It will be government staffed and regulated, but they will be paying for it. Okay, same with the air traffic controllers. They're the ones making money on it. Why are we paying for air traffic controllers? Doesn't make any sense. And by the way, if you guys would just privatize these two sectors here, heavily regulated and oversight by the government, okay, none of this will be a problem. These what's it called? What are they called? Airplane company, not airplane companies, airlines. These airlines will be able to make plenty of money and have good spring break travel. It wouldn't be an issue. But no. We want to governmentize everything. Awful. By the way, thank you very much, David Stores, for the donation. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, David. You're keeping the channel alive. Thank you, buddy. Anyways, here's Tom Homan on CNN talking about what's going to happen. They're not going there. So here's what's happening. The TSA agents are already trained to do checks. Okay, ICE is not. So ICE is going to be filling in the spots where, like, for example, they have a TSA agent at the doorway just to kind of guard the doorway, make sure nothing suspicious is going on. They're not going to have ICE do that, and then the TSA agent is going to be operating the scanners and all those other machines. So here we go.
Helping the men and women at TSA. They've lost several hundred employees. The lines are really slow because of the shutdown. This is about going to helping TSA do their mission and get the American public through that airport as quick as they can. Well, while adhering to all the security guidelines and the protocols, we're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise, such as, screening through the X-ray machine. Not training that, we won't do that. But there are roles we can play to release TSA officers from the non-significant roles, such as guarding an exit, so they can get back to the scanning machines and move people quicker. And we're just simply helping our fellow officers at TSA. This is about helping the men and women at TSA. They've lost several hundred.
All right, sorry about that. Page up. There we go. Good Lord. Anyways. Yeah, I had too much water before the show. Whoosh. Anyways, next story. So anyways, that's what ICE is going to be doing. But hopefully they can still nab people. I don't think they will be, though. And by the way, not all of ICE is being deployed. Obviously, there's plenty of agents. They're still going to be doing deportations. Anywho. Next story. 5 more Somalis plead guilty to a $14.6 million Minneapolis feeding our future fraud case. This is where they had the restaurant that was getting free money from the government and allegedly feeding, hungry kids. And then, the surveillance video of it. No one ever goes in and out. Maybe like 5 people a week will go in and out of that restaurant, but they're spending millions of dollars every year. So 5 people have pled guilty. Good. Are they going to be paying the government restitution or what? Their sentence should be indefinite until they pay off all that debt, right? And they should be working at a wage of $1 an hour, like our current inmates do. Anyways, by the way, speaking of which, going back to this story with Tom Homan. You know what you guys should do? So as it is, right, TSA's got the experience in the at the airports, right? They already know what to do, what happens where. They will be the supervisors, right? And what these TSA agents, since these TSA agents aren't getting paid anymore, what they should do is apply for a job with ICE. Okay? And then TSA will essentially join ICE. They'll just do that same job at the airports. And then after the shutdown's over, we won't have TSA anymore. Because TSA is bullshit. TSA was created to catch terrorists. Okay? They've so far caught 0 terrorists. Meanwhile, over 400 of them have been arrested for stealing from travelers. Yeah, that's a thing. Imagine that. That'd be a great way to exit out of the whole TSA shit, huh? bring them into ICE, and then like get ICE out of the airports. Wow. And there's also a $50,000 bonus for you. Next story. 5 more. Oh, I already read this one. Next story. Zohran Mamdani angers people of Staten Island with plans to build all-male homeless shelter in a residential area. Residential area, guys. They're taking the homeless and moving them to Staten Island. We told you this is going to be a problem. All of you idiots who are like, oh yeah, I'm in Staten Island. I don't deal with any of the problems out of Manhattan or Brooklyn. Yeah, no, it's cool in Staten Island. Now it's your problem. Now it's your problem. Okay? Keep voting Democrat. Oh, I vote Democrat because they do all the corruption and give me money. I get 10% of the corruption in this town. And now you're going to get slit your throat. Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, Staten Island. You will soon become the Bronx. Huh? Next story. Mamdani is facing intense backlash because he went to go visit inmates at Rikers Island for Ramadan. For a break, you know, they fast for a while and then they break their fast at some point.
And critics slamming the New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani for visiting inmates at Rikers Island to break fast in the celebration of Ramadan. Now remember, just a few weeks ago, he chose to dine with a known anti-Israel protester instead of a hero NYPD officer who stopped a bombing suspect. An anonymous NYPD officer telling the New York Post, quote, he actually visited inmates on Rikers, but hasn't visited any victims of the heinous crimes some of these guys have committed. I think it's absolutely disgusting. But earlier in the week, Mamdani called this the most meaningful evening, telling NPR, quote, this is me just being a Muslim New Yorker, and I think there are some...
You're not a real Muslim. Come on. We've seen who your mom hangs out with at the Virgin Islands.
For whom that is a political act, and there are a million or so of us here in the city for whom it is simply a day-to-day existence.
Wow. Those are his priorities. A story? Congratulations, New York. Locals in LA are furious after an Islamic banner that reads, Garden of Peace Islamic Cemetery is draped over a 9/11 memorial. Yeah. That's terrible, man. I'm telling you, they're rubbing it in your faces, guys. They're taking over everything and they're rubbing it in your faces. Okay. By the way, Trump has made a threat to Iran. It says if you don't open up the Strait of Hormuz in 48 hours, I will attack your power infrastructure, beginning with the largest one. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of Persians without power and electricity. Okay, and before you start feeling bad for them, remember this. Okay? Okay? There's just too many. There's too many of them. It's fine. Okay? By the way, the people who are not in cahoots with the IRGC are being given asylum in other countries. They're actually able to leave Iran and go live elsewhere. Yeah, not just by us, by Canada, by much of Europe. Yeah. If you bring them all out of Iran, they won't have any workers. The economy collapses, right? They already can't sell their oil. But yeah, so this is what they're doing in our country. So before you get sad about, oh crap, look, they have no water or electricity. First of all, they already didn't have any water, okay? The electricity part's going to be our fault. But it's the IRGC we're going after, okay? It's not the people.
A banner displayed at a Contra Costa County cemetery has many in the community fired up tonight. The banner, advertising a new Islamic portion of the cemetery, was draped over a 9/11 memorial. And as NBC Bay Area's Jody Hernandez tells us, that has many people shaking their heads.
That banner has caused a huge uproar. Memory Garden Cemetery took it down at about noon today, but many say it never should have been placed at the 9/11 memorial site.
Is that the memorial back here? The 2 replica Twin Towers?
In the first place.
I felt like a punch to the gut type of thing.
Danny Kimmel.
Hey, don't worry about the punch to the gut, because we're about to punch them in their power plants. Am I right, guys?
Describes how he felt when he saw a banner draped over the 9/11 memorial located in front of the cemetery where his mother is buried.
Oh, they're 2 steel beams. I wonder if those are the steel beams from the actual building. I don't think so. They didn't look like it. I've seen the steel beams at the World Trade Center. They don't look like that.
The banner advertised an Islamic garden of peace.
To see that sign on that memorial was kind of like not good in my thoughts.
The Kimmels are a Blue Star family. Danny's older brother was killed in Vietnam. He says his mother would have been rolling in her grave if she saw the banner.
She wouldn't just roll over, she'd get up and walk.
Danny's sister-in-law agrees.
Get up and walk.
She says they're incredibly patriotic and calls the banner's placement insensitive.
There's room for everybody, but just have a little respect where you're going to put your things.
The owner of the cemetery says he recently sold a portion of the property to an Islamic family who plans to open a memorial garden. He says he gave them permission to put up signage, but did not authorize them to drape it over the 9/11 installation. As soon as he learned about it, he ordered it removed. Workers took it down right after they asked us to leave the cemetery.
We should burn it.
Glad they took it down, and hopefully they won't be putting anything else up like that.
We talked to another man whose grandfather is buried at Memory Gardens. He says it was especially hurtful as we prepare to mark the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks.
It really caught me off guard, and I just think that's a sacred place for people that are buried there.
He says taking the banner down was the right thing to do.
You folded it? I would have wiped my ass with it and then set it on fire. Good Lord.
In Concord, Jody Hernandez, NBC Bay Area News.
They folded it all nicely. I would have like just stuffed it in a trash can and then get some lighter fluid and torch it with the plastic trash can, get it all nice and melted together. Have a little bonfire, roast some marshmallows, right? Next story. HHS has been getting bombarded with a lot of calls because they're still doing cruel animal testing. And so you know what they did to mock the people who are complaining about it? They changed their voicemail system to a Domino's pizza. So if you call them to complain about the animal testing, you'll get a voicemail that says, "Oh, well, thank you for contacting Domino's. We are busy right now with making pizza." Da, 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 da. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. Take action. Call RFK at that number right there. White coat waste. Wait, okay, I'm pretty sure RFK is not the one who issued this, okay? It's just some employee in there doing this. Some employee who wants to preserve the funding for that because they're under that payroll, right?
White coat waste investigations have also exposed Trump NIH officials' numerous false claims that they stopped funding Beagle testing and have prompted bipartisan congressional calls for action. Taxpayers are so upset about the NIH's deception, they're flooding Secretary Kennedy's phone lines. Instead of thoughtfully responding to public concerns about NIH-funded Beagle abuse, yesterday, HHS defiantly changed one of its phone messages to play a recording saying, quote, "Thank you for calling Domino's Pizza," end quote, before sending taxpayers to voicemail. Torturing puppies with our tax dollars isn't funny, but people at HHS apparently think it is.
Yeah. That's pretty damn awful. Give me 1 second. I'm just arranging the post-show watch party. Next story. Connecticut Democrats pass a bill requiring photo ID to recycle cans. However, you can definitely vote without presenting an ID in Connecticut. Yeah. By the way, you know why this is a thing? It's because these liberal states, they create these recycling programs, right? How the recycling program is funded and how they get you, the people, to actually recycle is that when you buy even a 6-pack, right? They'll add like 15 cents, 5 cents, whatever it is, to each can of soda. So you might go to Costco and it's $2 for a case of 40 bottles of water, but it'll still come out to like $8. And the reason why is because of the CRV tax, California Recycle. I don't know what the V stands for. And so the way to get that money back is you got to recycle, right? So here's what's been happening. People in Arizona know about that program. I got people in Arizona, when you buy bottles of water or cans of soda in Arizona, you don't get that CRV tax. They don't have that recycling tax program, okay? So what people were doing in Arizona is they're buying cases and cases of water and other beverages and just draining the water, okay? And then they put all that on a big rig and they truck all that to California to recycle. So in other words, California is paying for Arizonans to buy and waste water. because the water itself was cheaper than the amount of the plastic that they would get to recycle in California, and they were going back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, it's a major millions of dollars they stole from California. Holy crap, man! This is like the cigarette taxes. I forgot who it was. Was it Kerry? Kerry's dad used to run cigarettes back and forth between a state that didn't have cigarette tax to a state that did. Yeah, like truckloads of just like cartons of cigarettes. You know, you buy them $2 a pack. You bring them over to New York, and they sell it for $8 because of the cigarette tax. So the store instead can just go ahead and buy it from you for $4 or $5 and sell it for $8, right? So it'll still be less. I'm telling you, this interstate tax crap is these liberal programs are stupid, man. Oh, we're gonna tax cigarettes to make people healthier. You don't care about our health. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. Next story. A review of 50 to 60 million records uncovers thousands of ineligible registrations, including non-citizens who voted. 300,000 dead people are still listed in the voter roll. This is Harmeet Dillon. She's a civil rights AG, and she is behind the investigations for a lot of this. And I hope you all get it cleaned up. I know it's taking a while. Maybe contact Elon. He owes the government. He owes the government a little bit of help. Maybe he can have Doge help you guys figure out some of that data, right? Boy, that guy just took off, huh? Secured his space program funding and just took off. Isn't helping primary anybody.
We've run some records for some states, so I think we've run something between 50 and 60 million voter records so far, and during this president's tenure, and we have found hundreds of thousands of people who shouldn't be on the voter rolls, people who are dead, people who moved, duplicate registrations. We have also found separately non-citizens on the voter rolls, and so now we're doing our due diligence to identify the extent to which they may or may not have voted. And sometimes people are enrolled on the voter rolls. We've just seen some crazy videos from California that show homeless people being used to sign petitions and register to vote or sign affidavits, could sign ballots for somebody else and fill in. And that's easy when you have a system where there's no voter ID, right, where ballots are being mailed to outdated voting lists. This is not a fiction or a fantasy. Well, Los Angeles County in 2017 agreed with a lawsuit by Judicial Watch that there were over 1 million people in that county alone who should not have been on the voter rolls.
Boy, we are at the end of March. We are at the end. Oh, here's the one about the 300,000 deceased registrants and voter rolls.
She was put back on the rolls, and I verified.
Okay, we're not doing the crap audio. You guys, all of you who show up on these shows, buy a microphone. It is far more important than your makeup. Holy shit. So you get a good microphone, everyone here, you can hear all that phlegm in my throat, right? You're talking into a pinhole 5 feet away from you. Yeah, so you guys can hear the detail and all that, right? The gurgly voice, the phlegm voice. I should just do the whole show like that. Next story. The Supreme Court is set to decide the fate of mail-in ballots. This could end post-election counting nationwide. Yes, it should. The battle over election integrity headed straight to the highest court in the land, so hopefully they make the right decision on that. I think that the pressure from Donald Trump against the Supreme Court lately is going to yield us a good result for this. They don't seem to be taking America seriously, you know? Anyways, next story. Democrats are rattled after a California sheriff seized 650,000 ballots in an election integrity crackdown. Oh, look at that. Riverside County and California gubernatorial candidate Chad Bianco. Oh, this guy's running for governor, and he just seized 650,000 ballots from last November's election as part of an investigation into potential discrepancies in the county's vote count. Wow. Wow. We already know what the liberals are going to say. Okay, they're going to be like, oh, that's a conflict of interest. No, it's not. It's law. Huh? The probe follows allegations from the Riverside election integrity team that the county's tally may have been inflated by more than 45,000 votes. He said the review will determine whether the results were accurate. The investigation covers ballots tied to Proposition 50, which passed in Riverside County with 56% of the vote, a margin of more than 82,000 ballots. Wow, Fleming today, huh? Riverside County Register of Voters Art Tinoco said the alleged discrepancy stems from a misunderstanding of incomplete data. He said the actual variance was 103 votes, or 0. Wow, fraction of a percent. Anyways, let's see. California poll governor top 2 advance. Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco. Katie Porter's at 13%. That's weird. So you guys have a combined primary? That's bullshit. Anyways. Yeah, they did this in Alaska. By the way, I think so. We were just talking about Murkowski the other day. Someone in the chat talking about ranked choice voting. I heard that they got rid of ranked choice voting in Alaska. But again, they started ranked choice voting in Maine now. So we're always going to have one state or two that is going to be doing crooked things. Yeah, ranked choice voting is absolute bullshit. Anyways. Next story. Iran fires ballistic missile at the UK. There's a UK-USA base in Diego Garcia. This is hours after PM Starmer authorized the use of British air bases for American strikes on the regime. And by the way, these 2 missiles that they fired were long range. Okay, they weren't supposed to be able to reach that, but they did. And this is a missile that they allege that they said they were not developing long-range ICBM. Blah, 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 blah. No, they clearly have it. Oh, and by the way, it turns out this rocket they bought from China. Yeah, we're gonna watch a video on that when we get over to Rumble.
I can tell you that UK just condemned the firing of an intermediate range ballistic missile at Diego Garcia. That same type of missile Iran has lied about in terms of its development, said they were not developing, yet they just lied. Yet they just did it. Not only could it hit Diego Garcia, it could hit capitals in Europe. And Margaret, the technology, the booster technology that Iran has been hiding behind its space program, I don't think we're going to see Iranian astronauts on the moon anytime soon. That this space program has been hiding that technology. You have the reentry technology. To marry the two really doesn't take very much. In terms of technological development. And we just have to, thank God the president is taking action now and stopping this march towards a fully fledged nuclear program instead of waiting until after it's developed, like we saw in North Korea under the Clinton administration, say, surprise, we now have a full program.
Hold on. Did she have pink eye again today?
Iran.
I didn't see. Yeah, well. It's funny how little the camera's focused on the front of her face anymore, because she, for whatever reason, she looks like she's always got pink eye. Next story. The UAE has released a joint statement alongside 21 other countries condemning Iran's attacks on commercial vessels and civilian infrastructure in the Gulf. Yeah, so this is they're governing, they're now doing politics, they're doing policy, foreign policy, the way GOP does domestic policy, strongly worded letters. Hey, UAE, get in on the fight, okay? What was the other, what countries already launched attacks against Iran? Was it Bahrain? Bahrain's already launching missiles against Iran, and you guys aren't? You have way more money than they do. So does Saudi Arabia, also has way more money than they do. They also have not sent a single rocket yet. Get in on this so we can end this regime. Good Lord. Next story. MBS, the king of Saudi Arabia, or the crown prince, I should say, orders the arrest of an Iranian embassy staff, and the military attaché has been ordered to leave the country within 24 hours or face death. Good stuff. Everyone hates you guys, Iran. Look at that. You only got 2 friends, China and Russia, and even they're like, oh, we need to not make it obvious anymore. Yeah. That's well, you guys are making a lot of friends right now, huh? Well, so they actually went and arrested them. Good Lord. Next story. An Iranian German, she's an actress. Her name is Elnaz Nourios. Says that President Trump kept his word and is saving the world. Look at that. It's bizarre how many leftists are against this, or even how many fake Republicans are against this. Meanwhile, Venezuelans and Iranians and soon Cubans and Ecuadorians and Colombians all support what the heck we're doing. Canadians would support what if we did the same thing to Canada. Canadians would support it. Obviously, other than the LPC, but holy crap. How long is this?
So what's your message?
No, we're not doing 10 minutes. Sorry. You got to Jim Hoff. Good Lord. With the clipping. Clip your clips, please. Thank you. Next story. President Trump issued this threat yesterday. He says if Iran does not fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Oh, and he's been following through with everything he says. Which, by the way, takes us to our poll of the day. Who do you think will back down? 35% of you says Iran will reopen the strait. That would be the more optimistic thing to do. Trump, 8% says Trump will not hit the power plant. And 46% you said neither side will back down. 11% is unsure. Yeah, we have more to this, by the way. We also have retaliations, or verbal retaliations anyway, from Iran. Iran speaker threatens to irreversibly destroy the region's infrastructure if its own is attacked. Yeah, this is because the UAE has decided to simply issue a strongly worded letter, and that's about it. And that's all they're going to do. Iran also adds to their threat. Iran says it will completely close the Strait of Hormuz if the U.S. targets power plants. So basically, they've been allowing passage for certain countries that are not involved in this, like China and countries that are not allied with the U.S. China, I believe India is also allowed to transit through the Strait of Hormuz. No problems. They're threatening to shut it off completely, including to them, which means that Modi and Pooh Bear will be giving Trump a call. So, which by the way, could result in Trump actually backing down on that threat, because those are two very big trading partners, right? Yeah, China and India combined have a monopoly on pharmaceutical binders. It's the thing that you need to mix medicine with so that we can absorb it. Yeah, so that's going to be a messy one right there. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Next story. Big Fat Greta is, where is she? Is this in New York? Anyways, she went from grifting from climate to supporting Hamas to now supporting the Ayatollah and the Islamic regime. Yeah, this is she. You know why I call her Big Fat Greta? First of all, she's not fat, but in China, because beauty standards is that you have to be anorexic or you're fat, right? So China, she basically was critical of China about not being climate friendly enough, not cleaning up their waste before they dump it into the ocean, right? She criticized China, and China called her fat.
Show me what the people looks like.
You don't need to scream into the microphone, by the way.
Show me what power looks like.
Yo, my puberty voice. Show me what power looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
Yo, the puberty voice. I'm the fry guy from The Simpsons. Yeah. Next story. Oh yeah, someone a pilot went to a pilot in Ohio took a very special route over Columbus, Ohio, drawing this. This is real, by the way, and this is possible using what they call an acrobatics plane. They're very agile, they're very maneuverable, and he drew this in commemoration of the 3 Army Air Guardsmen who perished from the tanker crash out in Iran. And he's also an air guardsman, and that's why he did this. So, good stuff. The next story. Kim Jong-un showcases his teenage daughter driving a tank and chilling secession signal, indicating that she's going to be the next president. This is he. big as big as ever. This is she. Okay. First of all, not heroic at all. You have no enemies around you. There's nothing heroic about this. Second of all, looking at the panels of your tank, it looks like it's made of sheet metal, which isn't going to do very well against an explosive or bullets for the matter. Anyways. Yeah, so he's driving around. He's sad because he's like, oh, I used to be scaly. Now everyone's not scaly of me. He's like, look, guys, you guys pay attention to me. I'm driving in a tank. I'm sitting on top of a tank. Yeah. Hey, he got fat again. Remember he had the heart attack and then he started losing weight? Now he's fat again. Anyways. No, yeah, look, he's bigger than ever. That's his daughter. Looks just like him. No, she does look just like him. Same chubby cheeks. She could probably make her hair just like his as well. Just, comb it all back. Throw some gel on there. So anyways, I mean, I don't know. Nice photo op, but we don't care. Good Lord. Look at that. Look at that tank. Yeah, all the military guys are like, oh, they're all laughing about the tank right now. They're like, holy crap. This looks like those tanks that Ukraine was using. You guys seen that? Ukraine's tanks are... they apparently were hit by like a bomb or whatever, and it was shredded. It shredded up like it was sheet metal, like it was all like a bunch of flexible metal. They were pulling it apart. Look at this tank, and it's like you can just bend it. Yeah, good try. Nice try. You're lucky. South Korea is chummy with CCP now. We lost South Korea, by the way. Yeah, South Korea is now I forgot what they did lately. They keep doing things that favors the CCP, and now it's gotten even worse. I forgot what it was. Anyway, forget it. Next story. Shia LaBeouf was spotted in Rome, Italy, and he is still melting down. He's sitting in a cafe in Rome, just screaming at people for whatever reason. He's really losing it, huh? Jeez. Oh, his wife is leaving him, by the way. Yeah. I think that's him right there. I got a feeling he's one of those Hollywood people who literally has TDS. They're not doing it because they're blackmailed to. He literally believes bad things about Trump. Oh, he's a tyrant. You would think Hollywood would be all arrested right now if Trump was actually a real king, right? Yeah, this guy's losing it. Look at this.
Talk to Kenny! Talk to Father Kenny!
Yeah, you tell him. This guy's belting out everywhere he goes. Next story. Oh, look at this. Chipotle did a promo, right? Where on a specific day between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., it was a BOGO deal. Yeah, this manager here, I don't know if this is the manager or not, but he apparently closed the place during that hour so that no one could get in on that promo.
Can I get your name?
Jose.
Okay, so this is...
His name's Jose. He's probably Puerto Rican.
The manager at this Chipotle. You got a bunch of hungry kids that were standing in line. And it's crazy because they would only do this in the Bronx. Bro, they've been here since 2 o'clock. It's messed up. No, it is, but you could have said something to them. And these are literally kids, and this is the Bronx. No, and I understand that, but you could have told them. Like, you literally could have told them. They've been standing here since what time? 2:20, 2:30? And it's like 4 o'clock. They're not doing the promotion. They're not doing the promotion. you could still spend money, but at the same time, it's like they really lie to your face. Like, this is really messed up. So
Oh man, you pissed off the wrong kids. This looks like the kind of kids that would wreck the whole place. And you're the manager of this place, huh? I wonder how this actually went down. I hope these kids chimped out on this place, because that sucks. Anyways, guys, let's head on over to a Rumble. Guys, remember I got 2 other channels, Frank's Show Clips as well as Frank's Funny Shorts. Please hit the like button and share this out on the way out. Please give these 2 channels a follow if you don't mind. Ring the bell for notifications. Watch every video. Watch all the video. And then also support those channels, please. Links to both of those are in the description. Cash App, buy me a copy, subscribe to our Patreon, are ways you can support the channel. If you like, you can also become a member like Random Yank and Iceman. There is $3 a month. That's only 10 cents a show. You can also join on Rumble. It's $5 a month there, and you get access to our Rumble Premium Hangouts where we talk about food and pets. Yeah. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one. Goodbye, YouTube. Our watch party consists of a piece by Roman titled COVID-Style Lockdown Returns Over the Iranian War. Obviously not here. No one here is listening to any of that crap, but probably in Europe. He also has another one called The Darkest Hospital Secret. And then he's got a picture of a book titled Killed Order. We know what that is. And then we've got, by the way, throughout this past week, an F-35 actually got hit by an Iranian missile, which is very bizarre because that's a stealth fighter. It's not supposed to be invisible to radar and guided missiles and whatnot, but it got hit. And a person, they're basically looking for that person right now. It's like rescue operations and stuff like that. And there's a video about how that actually happened. Also, you know the video that Iran just fired at Diego Garcia that was, it's supposed to be out of range, but they managed to get close. It got intercepted. They fired 2, and both of those missiles are from China. I got a video about that. And then a $900 billion race to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. They're talking about a canal that goes through the UAE. You know, personally, I don't know why Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz. The opposite side is the nation of Oman. It should be half theirs, you know. But hey, you know, they want to be brats. Go ahead. Anyways, goodbye, YouTube. Have a great day. We're going to be watching those things over on the other side. See you, and see you tomorrow. Bye, YouTube.